Welcome to Street Science TV. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell just in case I go live or drop a video. You will be notified. Well, word on the curb is Wendy Williams' guardian, or guard. It's funny that the word guard is in the name guardian, but word on the street is that this woman has scammed a previous client. Like, this is her MO, y'all. Like, this is what she's been doing for a long, long time. She sets her eyes on a rich client and she finds some type of way to steal their money. Okay. Now, I don't know why people wasn't aware of this or paying attention to this before. Okay, because this is something that these people in the courtroom that made a decision over Wendy's life should have been looking at. Could this woman be trusted? What her previous resume repertoire was? They did none of that, it seems, because this woman seems to be very, very shady. Now, in this particular, let me go to the article. In this particular article from the U.S. Sun, they're saying that, let me make sure that y'all can see me. Y'all can see what I'm doing here. Okay. They're saying in this article that this woman is under fire. Wendy Williams, guardian, accused of robbing client in $30 million lawsuit while controlling troubled host's finances. Now, why are they calling her troubled? We don't know what's going on. All we know is that Wendy tried to get her money out, or somebody tried to do something. She was going through it with her husband. Now, y'all know when you get your heart broken, especially if you was married to someone and you was with him. I don't know why my microphone is doing this. I just bought a new cord, but you've been with someone for over 20 something years. You built something together. You trusted him. Not only were you with this person and he was your partner, you were married to him. You couldn't have a baby. You finally had a baby. All your dreams were coming true. You was worth millions. You had a hit TV show. And this man leaves you and starts spending his money on the next woman. But we talked about that in the last video. Let's see what this article says. It says, the U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal that Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, her firm, Morrissey & Morrissey LLP, and about 10 other attorneys were named as defendants in a lawsuit. Okay, before she just looked like she's a criminal. She looks shady. This woman looks shady to me. And remember that doggone documentary? It just seems like she was working really, really hard to make Wendy look incompetent so that she could be in charge of her money. You know what? Wendy needs to sue everybody, including the people who made this decision over her life. They are totally taking advantage of her. And how is this being allowed? I have no freaking idea. Morrissey and other attorneys were accused in the suit of conspiring to perpetuate a baseless guardianship. That's what I just said, baseless, against an individual, Jose Verdugo, in New York, who had won $5.5 million in a personal injury claim. The plaintiff in the case, attorney Michael Flamenhaft of the Flamenhaft Law Firm PLLC, represented Verdugo after he sustained head and back injuries from a construction accident. The case was opened in November of 2022, and in August of 2023, the plaintiff filed they discontinued the above entitled action without prejudice and without costs to either party as against the other, which means Flamenhaft is allowed to refile charges after the claim or bring the case to another court depending on the statute of limitations. Flamenhaft claimed that the trouble started around 2009 when a former associate of his, Herbert Rodriguez, Esquire at Schwartz Goldstone, Campasy and Cates LLP contacted the client. The court documents allege that Rodriguez misrepresented to Verdugo about Flamenhaft's handling of his case and told him and his wife, who desperately needed the award money, that his case could not be finalized unless Verdugo consented to an MHL Article 81 guardianship that Verdugo did not want or need. Now, so this woman is a send-off. Like, seems to be her specialty, that this is what she does. And then it was mentioned that, I don't know if it's true or not, because this is all hearsay. I wasn't there. And it's all alleged. But it was alleged that another lawyer that was involved in Wendy's case, in this whole guardianship case, this woman had given a generous contribution to the judge. Doesn't that sound like a payoff to the judge for them to rule in their favor over this guardianship thing over Wendy Williams? I can't fucking believe that has happened to her. That's where Wendy's guardian, who was criticized by the Stars family in a docuseries by Lifetime that aired this past weekend. This past weekend. What date is this, y'all? This is February 26, 2024. So this been out. This has been out. So the documentary we know it aired. Allegedly became involved in the dispute. Rodriguez and his firm initially partnered and conspired with Sabrina Morrissey, Esquire, of Morrissey and Morrissey, to impose on Verdugo an MHL, Mental Hygiene Law, Article 81 guardianship, the court documents state. Under the guise of protecting and vindicating Verdugo, they jointly pursued a dual litigation strategy aimed at getting rid of Flamenhaft and allegedly reaping Morrissey and Morrissey's substantial court-awarded fees as guardian counsel through litigation, maligning Flamenhaft legally and ethically. So that must have been what they did. This must have been what they did. This is so sad. Took over this. They scammed Wendy. And the courts allowed it. That's what it looks like. They allowed this to happen. This woman was sick. She was grieving her man. They just snuck in on her. She wasn't in her right mind. Y'all know how us women can get when we are getting over a relationship and someone that we love and we've been betrayed like that. Wendy was totally betrayed by her husband, or at least she felt that way. So she was in a lot of pain and she wasn't in her right state of mind, but not to the point where they could just come in. They just zoomed in on her and made her a victim. And we don't know if they're drugging her or not. She was telling us in the interview she did with Charlemagne that they give her these 7 pills. Now, I know Lunel said something recently too. We're gonna look and see about what Lunel said, but I hope somebody can help Wendy, because she looks to me like she's a victim. And this is not the first time this woman has found somebody that had a substantial amount of money or had something coming to them that she took over. Now, remember, they were saying that Wendy didn't have any money. I don't know what's going on in this Hollywood thing, but they were saying that Bruce Willis had some type of dementia diagnosis that he couldn't come back from. And then a couple days ago, I seen that he went out there and was thanking the people for helping out with the wildfires out there in California. I thought y'all said he had dementia and he's almost going. Like, what's going on here out there with these people? They said they had this man imprisoned for more than a year in a humiliating and oppressive guardianship by manipulating and serially deceiving him, as well as New York Supreme Court and the Appellate Division. The complaint, which details over a decade of litigation related to the conservatorship, including filings pertaining to the guardianship of the ward and various other court actions on his supposed behalf, accused Wendy's conservator and other guardianship attorneys of falsely perpetuating a baseless guardianship to silence and legally incapacitate Verdugo from acting on his own behalf. That's what they're doing to Wendy right now. That's what they're doing to Wendy, and y'all are just sitting there watching it. The suit alleged that the plaintiffs thwarted for years Verdugo's rightful emancipation from his guardianship and that they strenuously sought to insulate Verdugo from discovering that the guardianship was being exploited for their own personal financial gain. Now, this woman showed herself and publicized that she was Wendy's guardian. You mean to tell me there was no red flags about this woman and what she was doing to Wendy, or nobody gave two shits in the legal system to say, this woman is highly suspicious and cannot be trusted. She already had a suit against her with this guardianship stuff. So it looks like they studied the laws on guardianship so that they could just rob people. That's what it looks like to me. In the suit, multiple doctors gave attestations to Verdugo's cognitive abilities, and they said he was not deficient. One of the doctors wrote he is not found to be incompetent to a degree that he needs a guardian from a neuropsychiatric point of view. So why did they let this happen? Okay, here it says, as the U.S. Sun first exclusively reported in early 2022, Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, locked the star out of her accounts and filed a petition to hold a guardianship hearing for her. Wendy's attorney at that time asserted that Wells Fargo was in possession of several $1 million worth of funds belonging to the ailing host. In the documents, Wendy's lawyer said the star's former financial advisor told the bank that Wendy was of unsound mind. So she might have been in cahoots too. She needs to be investigated too. Because this is wrong, wrong, wrong. Okay, and I hope something is done for her. I hope this just doesn't fall through the cracks. This is wrong. Give Wendy her shit back. She worked hard for her stuff. And y'all just gonna come in and sit there and watch her all this time and then just come in and take her money? Give this woman her money back. This shit pisses me off to no end. Now, Lunel said something too. Let's see what Lunel was saying. I can't even play it, but I can read some of it. Comedian Lunel has spoken out against Wendy Williams' conservatorship, describing her court-appointed legal guardian as the devil. That's right, and calling for Wendy's freedom. This comes after Wendy publicly likened her situation to prison and accused her conservator, Sabrina Morrissey, of mistreatment. Lunel argued that Williams wasn't harming anyone before the conservatorship was imposed in 2022, and she believes reuniting the former talk show host with her family, pets, and belongings would aid her healing as she battles frontotemporal dementia. Now, this woman got rid of her cats, all type of shit. This lady gotta go. This lady gotta go. Now her brother has damn, what is wrong with my brain? You know those things that you sign, a petition, I'm sorry, going around for people to sign. And let's check out what he said. But so far, they've raised $25,000. Okay, and Wendy thanked Tasha K for giving her a donation because Tasha K and the Winos gave her a donation. So it looks like people are. Let me tell you something. We love Wendy. Wendy is the first one. Wendy is the first one that came out and did what she did. And became this type of journalist, whatever you want to call her, a gossip journalist, whatever, in hip hop. And she was the first one before Tasha K, before all these people came out. So I wish the best for Wendy, and I'm just praying for her. Let's keep Wendy in our prayers, guys, because this is so unfair and horrible. And this woman is the devil. Peace and love.
I'm on. Tommy Williams, we have a second GoFundMe up. So I want to let you all know there is a second additional GoFundMe up. This is just as worthy as the first GoFundMe. Family is just putting a second one up. I have a channel. I have my people that I generally communicate with. And so I just wanted to put in the safety net out. So just in case,